Ladies and gentlemen, the Artie Party is making a stop in Pittsburgh as the Pittsburgh Penguins have acquired goaltender Arturs Silovs from the Vancouver Canucks in exchange for forward Chase Stillman and a 2027 fourth-round pick. Now here's the thing. I think this is a fantastic trade for both sides. I think both fan bases have the right to feel very happy about this. The Penguins tweeted this out, and look at all the Penguins fans in the response. I love this. Interested to see what happens with Blomqvist, young goalie with upside and potential. Vancouver didn't want to trade in their division. Chat, is this good? Gathering that this is excellent. Calder Cup MVP, Silovs has insane potential. Yes, this is good. Absolute steal, very much so. A lot of Pittsburgh folks are very happy with this deal, and you should be. I'll be the first to say that this is a great trade for both sides because for Vancouver, look, I know that Chase Stillman, we're going to go over this right here, but Chase Stillman is the brother of one of my arch nemesises, Riley Stillman. But that doesn't really matter. The fact is, Vancouver's projected trade price for Arturs Silovs was something in the realm of a fourth or a fifth-round pick. There was an article posted by David Quadrelli on Canucks Army like 2 days ago, or it might have been yesterday, something like that, projecting what the Silovs trade price could have been, and he concluded that based off of the Daniil Tarasov trade, Arturs Silovs could have been on the market for like a fourth or a fifth. So the fact that the Vancouver Canucks got a fourth and a player, that's already an upgrade. And plus, the fact is, Arturs Silovs was a sixth-round pick back in 2019. Imagine turning a sixth-round pick 1 year into a fourth-round pick and another prospect. Multiple years down the line, it is technically an upgrade. Sure, it's not like the most amazing of transactions, but still, the Vancouver Canucks got more value out of Arturs Silovs than the draft pick that was used to acquire him 6 years ago. I get it, 6 years is a long time to make an investment and a bet on a sixth-round pick, but still, Arturs Silovs had a very good development path in Vancouver. He had a great story. There was a lot to be excited for, and a lot of Canucks fans were super stoked to see what he was capable of doing at the NHL level. But also, there was some doubt because of the logjam of goaltenders that Vancouver had, as well as the limited sample that Silovs had at the NHL level to start out 24-25. At the end of the day, though, for both Pittsburgh and Vancouver, I think this is a really great trade. It was necessary from both sides, and we can go out there and read just what it is the Penguins are getting here. The Penguins have acquired Arturs Silovs from the Vancouver Canucks in exchange for Chase Stillman and a 2027 fourth-round pick. It was announced today by President of Hockey Operations and GM Kyle Dubas. Silovs, 24, is signed through 25-26, and his contract carries an AAV of $850,000. Silovs is coming off of a career season with the Abbotsford Canucks of the AHL, where he led the team to the Calder Cup Championship as playoff MVP. In 21 regular season games with Abbotsford last season, the goaltender went 14-5-2 with a .908 save percentage and a career-best .241 goals against average. On the Abbotsford Canucks' run to their first Calder Cup, Silovs compiled a 16-7 record in 24 games with a .201 goals against average and a stellar .931 save percentage. His 5 shutouts in the playoffs were one shy of the AHL all-time record in one playoff run, and he became just the fourth goaltender to be named the AHL's playoff MVP. In part of 5 seasons with Abbotsford and Manitoba, yeah, that's right. Arturs Silovs had a very small stint with the Manitoba Moose all those years ago. Very strange year that was because of the COVID shutdowns. But the goaltender has played 110 games and compiled a 59-35-13 record with a .258 goals against average, .906 save percentage, and 9 shutouts. In 26 career Calder Cup playoff games, Silovs has gone 17-8 with a .208 goals against average and a .929 save percentage and 5 shutouts. The 6'4", 203-pound goaltender has played in parts of 3 seasons with Vancouver, playing in 19 games with a 3.13 goals against average and an .880 save percentage since 2022. He suited up for 10 games with the team last season. Yeah, you see, this is why the article doesn't go out there and label the numbers that he had in those 10 games last season, because those 10 games last season were really, really bad. Arturs Silovs had a whopping .861 goals against, that would have been terrible. .861 save percentage and a .365 goals against to open up the year. Silovs was not good. Like, it took him months to get his first win on the season for Vancouver to open up the year. If you head over to the National Hockey League and you look at goaltenders from 24-25, Silovs was second worst in the league. Only Caden Primo was worse. So this is why there was a little bit of doubt for Arturs Silovs. He absolutely came alive in the AHL's Calder Cup playoffs. There was so much potential in what it is he was developing. But unfortunately, because the Vancouver Canucks had signed both Kevin Lankinen and Thatcher Demko long-term, and because GM Patrick Allvin was super high on Ty Young and Nikita Tolopilo as being the starter and backup in Abbotsford next season, there just wasn't room for Arturs Silovs. And it's not his fault. Vancouver is sending Silovs over to a situation in Pittsburgh where they do need goaltending, and they actually will be able to give this guy a role. Last year for the Pittsburgh Penguins, I mean, if we check out what it was they were able to accomplish last season, I mean, you had Joel Blomqvist rotating around there, Tristan Jarry was also up and down. There were a lot of questions as to what the Pittsburgh Penguins were capable of in 2024-2025. Let's just take a look at it here. So, Nedeljkovic played 38 games, Jarry played 36, Blomqvist played 15. None of these guys had a save percentage above 900. I'm not suggesting that Silovs is going to come in here and all of a sudden be the best goaltender. I mean, he never really had the best NHL numbers, but the point is, Arturs Silovs can win you some games. When he absolutely starts popping off, that's when he is at his best. He did get a shutout for Vancouver in the playoffs last year in Game 6 to help eliminate the Nashville Predators, so there always will be some love affair here with Vancouver fans for Arturs Silovs, but in Pittsburgh, there's a really good opportunity for the Latvian netminder. Meanwhile, for Vancouver, coming back in exchange for Silovs, not only do you have the 4th round pick, but you also have Riley Stillman's brother, Chase Stillman, who is not as old as Riley is. Chase is 22, 6'1", 185, right-handed guy, signed on till the end of this upcoming season at $863,000. He was a former 1st round pick by the New Jersey Devils back in 2021. Call it motor or energy or engagement or drive, Stillman has it. He's willing to go above and beyond, willing to play whatever role needed to the maximum of his ability to give his team the win. He knows when to go after and try to retrieve the puck, and will head to the best areas of the ice to get a scoring chance off. His shooting and passing skills appear NHL caliber in flashes, just waiting to be unlocked by better details. EP Rinkside said back in 2021, Chase Stillman this recent season had 12 points in, 65 AHL games. Really not great. I mean, he seemed to have had better production back in the OHL. It's been a very rocky development path here for Chase Stillman, and at 22 years old, it's not looking the most optimistic when you try to project this profile into the National Hockey League. But if you look at Chase Stillman as more of an energy guy who will be hard on the forecheck and potentially bring some underrated shooting potential long-term, you're thinking of maybe a discount Kiefer Sherwood type of guy that is coming over to Vancouver in this move. Now, he's only 22, so we can't write him off entirely, but I'm very interested in seeing how Chase Stillman will work with the rest of the Abbotsford Canucks, if you assume that some of those Abbotsford guys will inevitably graduate to the Vancouver Canucks and play some sort of a meaningful role up here in the NHL. So with all that in mind, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about Arturs Silovs. The Artie Party is heading over to Pittsburgh, folks. Silovs from the Vancouver Canucks in exchange for Chase Stillman and a 2027 4th round pick from the Pittsburgh Penguins. What are your thoughts on this trade? Let me know in the comment section all your opinions. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.